My cheating ex-wife filed an emergency motion to triple my child support. Her reason? Apparently, I'm supposed to fund her new husband's dream of becoming a stay-at-home dad. Hello Reddit I plus here. I'm 38 years old, divorced for 4 years, and last Tuesday, my ex-wife stood in a courtroom asking a judge to force me to finance her new husband's unemployment. No, seriously. That was the actual argument. According to her attorney, my children were accustomed to a higher standard of living at her house and deserved equal luxury during both custody arrangements. Translation? Her new husband wanted to quit working, and they figured my paycheck could replace his. What they didn't realize was that I had spent 4 years quietly documenting every lie, every expense, every late pickup, every manipulative text message, and every single dollar. And when the judge opened my evidence folder, the entire room changed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My ex-wife Rachel and I were married for 11 years. We have 2 kids together. My son Mason is 9, smart as hell, obsessed with robotics and volcano documentaries. My daughter Avery is 6 and somehow has enough stuffed animals to start a small civilization. The kids are amazing. The marriage wasn't. I work as an infrastructure operations supervisor for a power distribution company outside Phoenix. Basically, I oversee maintenance crews that keep commercial electrical systems functioning across multiple counties. Long hours, emergency calls at 2 a.m. Summer heat that feels like standing inside an oven with the door locked. But it pays well. Not rich well, stable well. I bought a modest 4-bedroom home after the divorce. Nothing fancy. Beige stucco, small backyard, basketball hoop in the driveway, the kind of neighborhood where people wave while walking dogs and complain about HOA emails. My truck is 6 years old. My furniture doesn't match. Half my weekends are spent meal prepping chicken and rice while helping Mason build science fair disasters at the kitchen table. It's a good life, peaceful. At least it was until Rachel married Derek. Now Derek is important to this story because Derek is the kind of man who mistakes confidence for competence. You know the type. Always posting rise and grind quotes online while borrowing money from people in real life. Leased Mercedes, perfect beard lines, talks loudly in restaurants so strangers hear him say words like equity and networking. The man wore loafers without socks to my daughter's school play. That alone should have been enough warning for everybody. Rachel met him before our divorce was finalized. She swore they were just friends, which apparently involved hotel stays and beach photos she forgot to hide from social media. I found out the affair because Mason borrowed her iPad during one of our family nights before the separation, and a message notification popped up on the screen. Last night was worth every risk. Hard to misinterpret that one. The divorce itself wasn't explosive. Honestly, by then I was exhausted. I agreed to joint custody, 50-50 schedule. I paid child support because I earned more. Fine, whatever. My priority was protecting the kids from chaos. Rachel moved into a luxury apartment with Derek 3 months later. Then came the image building phase. Suddenly, the kids were showing up in designer sneakers. Rachel started posting curated family photos online every weekend, matching outfits, fake candid laughs, captions about blended family blessings. Meanwhile, Derek played motivational stepdad for social media while barely interacting with the kids in real life. Mason once told me Derek spent most evenings locked in his office doing crypto stuff and yelling at people through headphones. That should tell you everything. Still, I stayed civil. I never missed support payments, never missed a pickup. Covered school supplies, braces consultations, soccer registration, dance lessons, field trips, all of it. I even paid for Avery's asthma medication because Rachel's insurance suddenly became complicated. Then about a year ago, Rachel's comments started changing. Little digs during exchanges. Must be nice getting overtime, sister. You know the kids notice your house is smaller. Derek thinks children should experience luxury consistently. That last sentence nearly made me laugh in her face. Children do not care about luxury. Children care whether somebody shows up. But Rachel had always confused love with presentation. If things looked expensive online, she believed they were successful. Then Derek quit his job. Not laid off, not downsized, quit. According to Rachel, he was burned out from corporate pressure and wanted to focus on being present for the children. Interesting decision considering neither of them actually asked the children what they wanted. Mason later told me Derek mostly played video games downstairs while Rachel worked. Real devoted homemaker stuff. 2 months after Derek quit, I got served at work. Emergency motion for upward child support modification. I'll never forget standing in the parking lot reading it while one of my technicians slowly backed away pretending not to stare. Rachel claimed my income had substantially increased. The children were experiencing emotional hardship, transitioning between homes of vastly unequal quality. Their household had lost financial stability. And my favorite line, the respondent has the means to ensure the children maintain the elevated lifestyle they have become accustomed to. Elevated lifestyle, like the children were displaced royalty. They wanted nearly $5,200 a month, plus retroactive adjustments, plus legal fees. I actually laughed reading it. Not nervous laughter either, the kind of laugh a person makes when reality becomes too ridiculous to process normally. Because here's the thing Rachel forgot. I keep records, meticulous records, spreadsheets, receipts, saved text messages, calendar logs, bank statements, school emails, everything. Years earlier, my father gave me one piece of advice during the divorce. Documentation beats emotion every time. Turns out the old man was a genius. So while Rachel and Derek were building an Instagram fantasy life, I was accidentally building a legal nuclear weapon. And once my attorney saw what I had, she literally leaned back in her chair and smiled. Not a comforting smile, a dangerous one. She said, "Oh, they made a mistake filing this." That was when I knew things were about to get ugly. Court was scheduled for Thursday morning. Family Courtroom 4. B. Judge Helen Castillo presiding. 22 years on the bench, former prosecutor. 0 patience for financial manipulation. Rachel arrived dressed like she was attending a luxury real estate showing. Cream-colored designer coat, expensive handbag strategically placed on the table so everyone could see the logo. Derek came too. Tight blue suit, pocket square. That smug expression people wear right before life hits them with a folding chair. Meanwhile, I showed up with my attorney in one thick black binder. That binder changed everything. Rachel's lawyer opened dramatically, talking about the children's evolving needs and income disparity. Then came testimony. Rachel claimed the kids were embarrassed by my home because it was less modern. She claimed I refused to contribute to extracurriculars, claimed the children had anxiety adjusting between households, claimed Derek had become the children's primary emotional support figure. That last one physically hurt me to hear. Not because it was true, because my son was sitting 10 feet away in the waiting area coloring dinosaurs while I fought not to explode. Then my attorney stood up and very calmly asked Rachel one question. "Mrs. Whitmore, is it true your husband voluntarily resigned from a job paying approximately $130,000 annually?" Rachel froze. That tiny pause. That tiny little pause. Beautiful. From there, the entire hearing collapsed like wet cardboard. My attorney presented Derek's resignation email. Turns out Genius Boy had posted publicly on LinkedIn about escaping the corporate grind to embrace intentional fatherhood. The judge read it twice. Then my attorney introduced their bank statements, luxury spa charges, designer shopping, a leased Mercedes with a $1,400 monthly payment, a Hawaii vacation booked 3 weeks before filing for increased support. Then came the best part. Remember how Rachel claimed I never contributed beyond support? Yeah, about that. My attorney handed the judge a 14-page expense breakdown showing I paid 100% of school lunches, 100% of medical copays, 90% of extracurricular activities, after-school programs, summer camps, birthday expenses, winter clothes, sports equipment, even dance recital costumes. I had receipts for all of it, every single thing. Rachel started panicking halfway through. You could actually see it happening in real time. The confidence disappeared first, then the posture. Then Derek stopped making eye contact entirely, but the killing blow came last. See, Rachel had claimed the children suffered emotionally at my house because it lacked equivalent accommodations. So my attorney played security footage from my front porch camera, clip after clip of the kids arriving excited, laughing, running inside, Mason carrying science kits, Avery dragging stuffed animals through the doorway. Then another clip. Rachel arriving 43 minutes late for pickup while the kids sat on my porch waiting. Then another. Derek screaming at Mason in the driveway because he spilled a smoothie in the Mercedes. The courtroom went silent. Judge Castillo removed her glasses slowly and looked directly at Rachel. I will never forget what she said. Child support is intended to support children, not subsidize lifestyle choices made by able-bodied adults. Absolute silence. Then she denied the motion completely. Not partially. Completely. But she wasn't done. The judge recalculated custody expenses based on actual contributions. Turns out because I covered significantly more direct costs than originally documented, my support obligation was reduced. From $1,450 to $910 monthly. Rachel looked physically sick. Derek stared straight ahead like his soul had left his body. Then came the final humiliation. The judge ordered them to pay part of my legal fees for filing what she called a financially irresponsible and poorly supported emergency motion. I almost felt bad. Almost. Outside the courthouse, Derek tried blaming me, said I weaponized paperwork. Buddy. That's literally what court is. Rachel cried in the parking lot while arguing with her attorney. Meanwhile, I took my kids for burgers afterward because Mason wanted to celebrate winning the truth battle. Kids say stuff that accidentally destroys you emotionally. Later that night, Avery asked if I was happy again. And honestly, for the first time in years, yeah, I was.